FreePercussionLessons.com here again. Have a tambourine today. Wanted to talk about some basics of the tambourine, some basic technique. Let me first talk about what the tambourine is. I think most people have seen one before. It's a frame drum. It's got a skin head, a wooden shell usually, and jingles. This tambourine has beryllium copper jingles and in 2 rows. It's a 10-inch instrument. There are some smaller tambourines and there's some bigger tambourines. Another tambourine would be one that has only a single roll of jingles. That's hard to say. This one happens to be made out of German silver. They're the same diameter, but with fewer jingles. It's not going to sound as loud when it's shaken, not stirred. Anyway. Back to the tambourine. Hold the tambourine in your left hand if you happen to be right-handed, because you want to play your rhythms with your strong hand. What I do is hold my fingers on the back of the tambourine as well as the front. If your hand's not as big as mine, you can just put more of your thumb on the front of the instrument like this, because what you want to do is dampen the sound of the drum of the tambourine. I don't know if you can hear it very well, but if I don't dampen it, you hear the drum sound, and that interferes with the jingle sound that you want mostly when you're playing tambourine. So by dampening it, I only hear the jingles, a sharp attack at the jingles. Now, what I do is hold the tambourine not quite vertically, maybe on a 45-degree angle. The jingles are suspended and they're resting against the bottom half of the frame, and when I strike the drum, they bounce off and land and stay still. If I had it this way, they would jingle back and forth, and they would create a longer sound than what I want normally. So now I just reminded myself, because I said normally, you can play the tambourine in many different ways, and sometimes, yes, you're going to want a sound like this, other times you're going to want a sound like this. This is the majority of situations where you're going to want a dry, crisp sound. You can strike the tambourine with your fingers. I hold my hand like this, and I use my wrist. If you want a sharper sound, something more articulate, make a fist and play with your knuckles. And you really get a punchier sound, because I'm using my knuckles as if I was punching or knocking on a door is really what the motion. And you can play quite fast this way or this way. In another video, I'm going to talk about playing really fast rhythms, but I'm going to skip ahead now to talking about the tambourine roll. The tambourine roll is a shake roll. Let me demonstrate. I'll do it again. What I'm doing is shaking the instrument back and forth very quickly this way from my shoulder and my elbow. My wrist is relaxed. I'm not rotating the instrument like this. I'm shaking it back and forth like this very quickly, and with a relaxed wrist, I get a nice even shake. One very important thing to remember whenever you're playing a tambourine roll is that you must always start and stop your roll with a strike. If I don't do that, the roll doesn't have any real definition of its beginning and its end. So I start it with a tap, and I stop it with a tap. It has a definite beginning and an end. So, there you go. some basic techniques on playing the tambourine. This has been freepercussionlessons.com. We'll see you later.